Hey guys, what's up? Technologics here, and today we're looking at the LG G3 and whether or not it's obsolete in 2016. So just a quick note here, this is actually my first Android review on this channel. If you guys enjoy it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. I've always been more of an iPhone guy myself, but I've never really had anything against Android, so let's get started. So you may or may not know that LG already released the G5 back in February and has sold relatively well. However, not all people, me being one of them, can afford a top-of-the-line smartphone like the G5, so we're going to go to its older brother, the G3. It released about 2 years ago and has a unique design as well as one of the first 1440p displays to be incorporated into a smartphone. It has a very large 5.5 inch screen and a really solid 13.3 megapixel camera. The LG G3 has optical image stabilization, which basically stabilizes images and recordings. It also has the ability to shoot Ultra HD or 4K video, which is crazy. Something that has always set LG apart is the rear mounted power and volume buttons, and the G3 is no exception. If you've never used an LG phone, it might take you a while to get used to it, but once you do, it's not too bad. Not huge on that myself, but as I said, I tend to use the iPhone, so that's probably why. It has a plastic metallic looking skin, which I guess is to make it look a higher quality than it actually is. Nothing wrong with that necessarily, but I think aluminum or some kind of metal would have been really nice. My opinion though, it's still pretty sturdy, so don't worry too much about the plastic. The battery's not bad and should last you a day on a single charge, no problem. This phone runs Android 6.0 Marshmallow, although it's shipped with KitKat. You shouldn't have too many problems there, but it may not be supported by Android 7.0. It's somewhat unclear of what's happening there, but from what I gather, that's what it looks like. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. That update will drop sometime later this year, it looks like. The G3 has actually pretty decent specs considering the age, with a Snapdragon 801 2.5 GHz quad-core processor, as well as 2 or 3 GB of RAM depending on whether you get the 16 GB model or the 32 GB model. I was a bit disappointed by the size of the internal memory, but you can get an SD card in there up to 128 GB, which massively boosts the storage space. So to quickly summarize, it has a really nice camera, beautiful screen, and solid internals, making this phone totally usable in 2016. Gaming performance is pretty good, and multitasking is pretty easy without much latency. If you go for the 32 GB model, not only will you get more internal storage, it will also be a little bit faster with an extra gigabyte of RAM. There is a learning curve when getting used to the phone. If you're not used to the button layout, you might find yourself trying to press buttons on the side only to realize they're on the back. A bit of an annoyance, but again, once you get used to it, it'll be fine. This phone, as far as mid-tier smartphones go, is pretty good and competes well with the iPhone 5S as well as the Galaxy S5. If you're trying to figure out which to get, it really comes down to a matter of personal preference, as they all hover around the same price. You can find the G3 for only around $150 to $200 on eBay in good condition, and that's honestly a really good price for a phone of this caliber. Plus, I saw a few even under that. I don't know if they were good quality or not, or if it was just a good deal, but keep your eyes open for deals like that, because those are always good to get. I don't see the point of getting an S7 or an iPhone 7 when phones like this are an option. It's cheaper, while the performance isn't as great, it's still perfectly acceptable, and this phone should be reliable for another year or two in the future. It will probably be unsupported soon with a new update, but you should be fine on Android 6.0 for quite a while despite that. So overall, this phone is not yet obsolete and is worth a buy if you're a fan of LG or just want a solid phone with a nice screen. Yeah, so quick warning, if you're not a huge with big screens, you're not going to like this phone because it has a 5.5 inch screen, again, which is pretty darn big. If you've seen the iPhone 6S, that's the same screen size, so that's pretty massive. But once you get used to it, you probably will start to enjoy it. Don't expect to be able to use it with just one hand like you would a different phone. I hope this review helped you, and if it did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment your thoughts on the LG G3 in the description below, and let me know if you think that, I should do more Android phones. That is it for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.
Let it go.